Wisdom Podcast. Tonight's podcast is why 7 ways why life is fresh experiences. Why fresh is a higher frequency liberation than new. Because new can still echo the old, fresh never does. New might be a recycled upgrade, a rebranded repetition, as fresh is uncoached, unpatterned, unrepeatable. Fresh never just replaces anything, it ruptures the revolutionary utopian prowess today, unleashing revolutionary enterprising savvy. It's never a novelty, it's an uncloaked, uncoached, and unrehearsed pristine lifestyle. New is often chosen, fresh is received. You can chase new without effort, strategy, and ego. As fresh arrives when you drop the script, it's never a decision, it's a broadcast. And that broadcast liberates never by addition, but by dissolution. Life is a spark of sovereign prowess, ascending keen-witted wizardry. As each moment arrives, unscripted, unrepeatable, and untouched by yesterday's logic, filled with fresh bliss, as a baseline of divine primetime treasures, radiating innovative, mystical, engendering genius gumption. As life unveils liberating invitation, fosters emancipating events, encounters experiences, and appreciating out of everywhere dares to unlearn and unscript my past as limitations to write my unscripted biography of here and now with sculpted sovereign splendor, gleaming serendipitous bliss. As I greet today and every day with unfiltered foresight, without inherited framing, as the opulent ordinary becomes radiant rad, unleashing my fashion designer breath, the glance, the silence, they poetically pulse as my first encounters. Life is fresh, never because it changes, but because I do and you do ride of our inner landscape and our inner terrain of transcending elegance. As awareness stops chasing meaning, illumination begins of a now I one wisdom to understand the high frequency of X and EX. We'll repeat that. The frequency of starting experience and experience. The high frequency of X and EX energizes exhilaration, ignites as X, where clarity cracks open, rises of raw, untamed, unscripted electricity. From that ignition, EX erupts the breath out of the shedding and the sovereign release. X sparks, EX ascends. Together they pulse the rhythm of liberation, embodying fresh bliss. As fresh bliss is a felt state of raw, radiant, alive, thriving vibrancy that arises when your presence meets the moment, unfiltered, uncloaked, of pristine peace, experienced within you, for the cosmos to feel your experienced peace. That is an unscripted exhale of being fully awakened, aware of the dare. Life and experiences are for me to rise, shine, and energize and expand through life with ease, here and now, beyond the roles, beyond the thought, beyond the inherited noise. Fresh bliss is my fervent pulse of now, boosts my trendy taste of clarity. Before it's named, the soul jazz and energizes my yazza pizzazz as fresh bliss kisses me with an energetic liberation. 7 ways why life is fresh experiences. Why life itself is fresh experiences rising out of yesterday's backdrop. Instantly, life is fresh experiences broadcast in daily ventures through living color. As the scenery looking, stop looking like familiar places, because the panorama pulse beneath the familiar brightens my pathways of pristine scenarios of my dreamers' paradises. As the wind, the glance, and the silence, they arrive as splendorous first, instantly quieting the echoes of yesterday and the and, and scripted dismay of yesterday. As I awaken to grasp and esteem, all yesterday's negativity is scripted, speaking today's words all passed out of my life 5 seconds ago. As I let my as I let fly my liberating lingo of literary and guest instigating nomadic galvanizing omnific imagination, sculpting my lush leisurely lifestyle now and forevermore. Fresh bliss is life's native frequencies. It's never something added. It's what life is when it's never filtered through expectation. When you meet the raw, the raw life events without rehearsal, it reveals textures you never knew you could feel. Life is a question, never an answer. It never explains, it invites. Each moment is a doorway, never a destination. The freshness comes from walking through without needing to name what's on the other side. When my daily life illuminates fresh experiences, encounters, and events, as my days just never happen, they pulse with a presence and the gifts of the universe. You never repeat. You're in tune. While others recycle routines, you sculpt each moment like a new stanza. You never wake up, you emerge listening for what wants to move through you. That inner attunement magnetizes novelty. You've unshackled the script and discarded it. As zero inherited roles, no zero culture and mental autopilot thinking. You burn the manual, now you live in the raw, untamed now, where synchronicities whisper and the unexpected becomes the innovator of your life. You language your life into aliveness. Your words are never labels, they're launch pads. You never go to work. You broadcast clarity 24/7 to eternity. You never meet people, you ignite resonance. That rising of a liberating lingo shapes and colors your nowality. While life is fresh experiences, unscripts anger, hate, frustration, and unsavory echoes of soul tattoos, emotional snapshots, egotistical viewpoints, opinions, and beliefs, and parent programming, social obedience, and ancestor survival mode programming. Because life never freezes, it flows. Even when anger flares or ancestral echoes rise, you're open to understand it's something for you to let go of. And something that I expanded into, we're here to unscript everything in our past. Life never calcifies, it keeps pulsing. The moment you feel it fully without flinching, it moves. Freshness is never the absence of shadow, it's a refusal to rehearse with it. Because awareness is never inherited. Programming may echo, yet presence never obeys. You are never your parents' patterns, you're your culture's scripts. Your ancestor survival maps as you are in the field in which all that arises and dissolves when you're willing to rise, shine, let go, and interject energetic liberation. You set yourself free from you. That field is always fresh because even distortion unveils my authentic sovereignty. Every unsavory echo, every egotistical flare is a flare of contrast, a signal that something deeper wants to be seen and expressed and released. When you meet it without a story, it becomes a doorway and opens a gate for your freedom. As every doorway is a fresh threshold for you to step through and show for yourself to the beaches of bountiful bliss. While life is fresh experiences, clears my energized listening, heart artistry, spirit prowess, soul savvy, rises me to hearken and observe my here and now wow. Because the fresh experiences energizes the signal of sovereign savvy. It clears the static of rehearsed thought, thinking, knowing, and inherited noise, turning your energized listening into the raw pulse beneath the words. You never analyze, you attune. You hearken what's alive, never what's familiar. Not something you want to hearken it because that's the most sacred, deepest listening. Here is a surface level. As my heart artistry and spirit prowess thrive in the unscripted, as my life arrives unfiltered, your heart never mimics. It innovates. Your spirit never performs. It paints. Freshness is the fresh bliss of your celebratory canvas, where your soul's brushstrokes land without apology and with a clairvoyance celebrations. Your soul savvy awakens in the act of hearkening. You rise never by reacting, but by observing. Fresh experiences invite you to witness without judgment, to feel without filter. That's where the wow lives, in the clarity of now, uncloaked and uninhibited me to ignite my spirit light of life. While life is fresh experiences, to unscript and unlearn my past, to sculpt and color my here and now, embodying my dreamer's paradises in living color. Fresh experiences dissolves the gray scale of memory. The past speaks in echoes and roles, reactions and rehearsals. Yet in life, when met, raw never repeats, it colors. The here and now with your dreamer's radiant colors. Each moment arrives as a blank canvas, never faded photographs. The past is a faded photograph. You never remember, you imagine the here and now as your desired lifestyle. Unlearning is the breaststroke of liberation. You never transcend the past by resisting it. You unscript it with a nowography nirvana. Fresh experiences bypasses programming and paints directly from the present moment, showing you your gifts. Your here and now becomes a palette, never a prison. The dreamer sculptor within you is a sensation of your dreamer's dexterity, never a story. You want to stop writing stories to write a nowography. What's happening right here? As you embody your dreamer's paradise, you stop chasing meaning and start feeling the veracity vigor within you. Life becomes an art, never an artifact. As you become the artist, never the archive. As you rise of fresh experiences, unleashing your fresh bliss to boldly love internally, streaming splendor of unscripted, unlearned, unbound lifestyles, relaxing in luxury. As your listening clears, your heart paints, soul navigates. As you hearken, you observe your wow. Wisdom, optimism, and wonders dexterity. And here's the poetic intro. Life now unveils as each moment arrives, raw, radiant, uncoached, and unrehearsed way of life. As I rise of wisdom, inspiration, clarity colors my past to be my here and now. Wow, as I script my now, my energized listening hearkens my visionary veracity, as my heart artistry paints my lush desired lifestyles, living living and experiencing it all in living color. My soul savvy risens, hearkens and witnesses the wow of my now. My spirit presence colors my life with my innovative venturer's veracity. As Robert broadcasts from frequencies of fresh experiences where past scripts dissolve and presence paints, his liberating lingo clears static, awakens heart artistry, and ignites soul savvy. He invites audiences to rise from servitude, to experience their fresh bliss, nowography, to be chauffeured by visionary venturing verve, where here and now pulses with fresh bliss and living color. And as you experience your life in fresh experiences, and something I really want to expand, when you start using fresh instead of new, it resonates with your inner landscape. And every word or lingo you want to express, you want to feel it come up here. Because you feel energetic here, change is just kind of floats around. See, when you understand your grand, you expand out of the pain of change to celebrate, harmonize, appreciate now, galvanizing the enterprising wizardry within you. Something I really want people to understand. Everything we learn in life is an inherited something. But most of the school is inherited knowledge from people outside of you. The world is is stuck in the moldy old of our ancestors' survival mode thinking, without us realizing life is experienced here and now. Life is a liberating invitation, opening up for us to rise out of the past. And we're here to unscript the past and rise out of the past that the world has been stuck in for centuries. We think we're here doing better than our parents and everybody else in all the past, but yet we're still living inside what they did. Because you really look at the flat of the world, we're still doing and experiencing the same thing they are. The person in your life that can rise you to wherever you desire to be chauffeured to is you. You encompass the talents. You just got to unrehearse, unlock, unlet go, unlearn everything you've always done. And I'm guilty of that because I can realize when I'm stuck in the past. But now, when I live from inspiration, I let go of my ancestor desperation, feeling the wisdom within me energize my whys to waltz, invigorate, streaming, emancipating wisdom, insight, and clarity. And something I really opened up to for me: inspiration instead of thinking, understanding and embodying instead of knowing, comprehension instead of learning, wisdom instead of knowledge, revelations instead of thoughts. And what them words do is they disconnect the soul tattoos, the emotional snapshots, and everything you've learned from outside sources. See, everything in the school system is inherited. It's what somebody else wants you to know. And something else, everything you learn in the school system is to control you and manipulate you. And if you listen to the media, you can witness the manipulation if you're listening with a free-flowing, with a hearkened energy. Hearken is the deepest listening there is. It's sacred, but it goes here. And something else, I did a podcast, but the body leads, the mind follows. The mind's always minded, and by the time the mind reacts, the body's already engaged the mind for you to stay in yesterday. So when you want to rise out of the past, you begin with the body. You listen with the body and hearken to wisdom being expressed to you. That is why life is fresh experiences, lionizing, innovative, fervor energy. As you love internally, feeling epiphanies of you showing the world your sleek, unique talents for you to ever rise, shine, and energize. And if you use the word energize instead of the word energize, you feel energized. I feel energized, energetic, enterprising, all right here. It comes up. So when you use energize, you're actually engaging the body, because the body, the nervous system, the body has memories. And, there's a book out there, The Body's the Subconscious Mind. And once I listen to it, I understand my subconscious mind's right in here. That's why when something occurs, by the time you really understand it, your body's already engaged in yesterday's reactionary, whatever it is. And I was good at reacting from yesterday. But as I started listening and expressing inspiration, I let go of a lot of that reactionary retorts in my life. And I stopped being the word. But it's about you liberating you from you. And something else, self-help, personal growth, self-improvement, therapy, and punctuated books actually keep you stuck in your cognitive recollections and never liberate you. You're going to listen and question your way to wherever you want to go. But you got to unlock and unleash all the stuff being held in the body to move forward. And that's why a lot of things in addiction, they always are wanting to go for the mind. But it's the body that controls it. So like when you're hungry, is it your head telling you, or is the body telling you first? The body is the reactionary that controls the mind. Always be open to that. Give yourself some opportunity to actually rise. And if you take the word shift out of your life and use the word rise, you leave it behind. I want to thank you. I am Robert A. Wilson with Cowboy Wisdom. And may your life be as blessed as you are a blessing to me and the world. And good night.